Robert Gibbs is, of course, the former White House press spokesperson. He was on MSNBC, and he had a really interesting answer to a question here that exposed something that I'm sure President Obama was pulling out his hair for, because he's like, don't tell people that.
Robert, I know you're not in the White House anymore, but you're obviously very close.
Thank God.
There's a moment of honesty. But you're obviously, you know the president very well. We know what this poll says about how the country's feeling about him. How's he feeling about the country right now? I mean, this is a guy who came in 5 years ago saying change comes from outside Washington. We're going to break the fever. We're going to change the way Washington does business. We're going to get things done. And he's learned some pretty hard lessons in how Washington actually works or doesn't work.
Well, I think, the ability to change Washington, I think, is something that long ago the White House sort of stopped trying to do. And whether or not that's a good thing, we'll look back on history.
Yeah. I know Obama's like, you asshole, why would you tell people that? And by the way, I think that's totally true. I do think Obama gave up probably early on in his first term or midway through his first term when he saw the Republican obstruction. He went, oh my goodness, I can't get anything done. Wall-to-wall propaganda on Fox News, wall-to-wall propaganda on talk radio. There was fighting within his own party between the people who actually give a shit, the progressive caucus, versus just your standard establishment Democrats. And he was trying to bring everybody together. If you remember, that's his style. Think back to even when he was at the Harvard Law Review. He supposedly was this big-time bipartisan guy. He really believes in bipartisanship and always reaching across the aisle and getting the people who disagree with him to agree with him. But the problem is when you do that, you always alienate your own base. And you're always going to have to give in on the policies that actually matter and the policies that are actually the right policies. So this is the thing right here. I don't think that Obama was one of those guys who from the beginning he was like center-right or a right-winger. In fact, I think Obama probably was center-left or maybe even bordering on progressive. At the beginning, I'm talking about. Now he's certainly not a progressive. But at the beginning, he was maybe center-left or just center, maybe bordering on progressive, somewhere in that realm there. And I think that his style made it so that he got a beatdown. That Washington really, whipped him into shape and changed his outlook and made him give up. I think Gibbs is right. I think he gave up after a while. And said, I give in to the Republicans and they still spit in my face no matter what, and then I lose my Democratic friends when I give in to the Republicans. And the main issue is, this is what Obama should have realized if he actually cared about being a liberal, which I don't know if he did. Early on he might have, now he certainly doesn't, but you needed to pull an FDR.